Mark here, cooking the books, bringing the info. So I just finished the 3 mile run, feeling really good right now. Yeah, ran a 5K today, and feeling good, feeling really good. Got the chemicals going, you know. Real quick, so I want to talk about co-parenting real quick from a male perspective, and you know, I got my daughter's 3 years old, and this is my first and only child. So this whole thing, you know, obviously if I'm co-parenting, that means me and the mom not together. And I just want to say the experience is it's novel. It's a novel experience, right? It's new to, you know, something I'm not familiar with, obviously. But you know, it's interesting, man. It's very interesting. It's very it has its challenges, but you know, fellas, if you're out there, I strongly would say, you know, you don't want to miss out on the years, especially these formative years of your child's life. And here's the reality: I'm not even going to sit here in front. I was ready to put my tail between my legs and head north, head south. I was ready to get to bounce, leave New York, and just run away from the whole thing. I'm no shame in my game. The pain was that excruciating. It was an ugly breakup, right? So it was just one of those situations where I was ready to bounce. I was ready to say, you know what, I'll catch up on my kid when my kid turns 18 or whatever. I'm out. You know, I really was. I was there. I was this close, little about this close, right? You know what I'm saying? So I was real talk. It's real. It's real. It's not. It's, you know, it's very, very real, right? And but you know, I thank God because He gave me the foresight. He gave me the patience. He gave me the self-control. He gave me, you know, the ability to self-regulate. That's the most important thing. I had a few, you know, people in my ears telling me to go. I'm not gonna lie. There's a few men, you know, nobody's names, that was like, yo, I understand, yo, go. You know what I'm saying? Then I had one or two people saying, hey, man, listen, stick it out. You know what I mean? So you know, I'm not gonna say I had both sides of the aisle, and I was able to come to the understanding that it's best to, you know what I'm saying, whatever you're going through, don't run away from the challenge. You know what I'm saying? Man up, you know, boss up, balls up. You know what I mean? Grab your scrotum sack and face what you got to face. And I'm saying I'm glad, man, because you know I've been raised. You know, I'm with my daughter every day. You know, you guys seen her some of my videos. She's with me, and it's man, it's just an amazing experience. It's an amazing experience. I love that little girl to death, and she loves me to death. And I see the importance of me being in her life. You know what I mean? I'm watching it. I'm experiencing it. The importance of, you know, the male figure in that little girl's life. You know what I'm saying? Because I all too often see the results of young ladies growing up without a father figure, and we see how that, a lot of us know how that plays out in the real world. So I'm witnessing the importance of being there, and I'm chronicling this just to kind of like, you know, talk about what I'm experiencing. And you know, it's a dynamic, right? Because it's a three-pronged dynamic. It's you, it's the child, and it's the mom, the mother. And that dynamic is it's not a dynamics of equilibrium, right? It's an out of whack or out of balance dynamics, right? So the dynamics are totally out of whack, they're out of balance, and the key is to be able to learn to try to bring things back into some kind of, you know, equilibrium, into some kind of, you know, even keel, right? That's the key, to try to like balance out those dynamics, that energy, those forces. And it's challenging, you know what I'm saying? So you know, I just wanted to do this video to say, if there's any dudes out there under the sound of my voice that's, you know, going through the co-parenting procedure or process, like, don't run away from it. Stick it out. You know what I mean? If you're thinking about, you know, leaving this, running away from it, don't. Just stick it out, ride it out. And, you know, because your child is, you're doing it for your child. You know what I'm saying? You're doing it for your child. And here's the thing, like, I grew up without a pops. You know what I'm saying? You know, my parents died early, so it's not their fault. They just died, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I understand. You know, I could tell you, a lot of people would say, yo, I grew up without a father. My pops left and my mom's left, so whatever. You know what I mean? That's the idea. You know, you see it a lot, you hear it a lot. But that child, look, here's the reality. Whatever happened between you and the mother, that relationship died. It doesn't matter. At this point, it don't matter. Everyone's got their version. He's wrong, he's right, she's right, she's right. None of that matters. You got to get to a point where it's all about that you being the best parent you could be to that child. You know what I'm saying? You playing your part the best you can. You doing your best, the best you can for that child, because at the end of the day, the child didn't ask to come here. You know what I'm saying? That's just the reality. No matter what we got going on, that we don't get along, or we fell apart, or you hate my guts, I hate your guts, you want to throw me in the garbage, I want to throw you in the garbage, whatever that it is, we got to understand the child didn't ask. You know, the child is an innocent bystander. They didn't ask to be, you know, tossed in between your mess. So I had to come to a point where, you know, you realize that it's bigger than you, and your beef or your squabble with the person. It's about that child. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad that, you know, I was able to see the light, because my daughter is, man, she's, and you know, she's just, first of all, she looks just like me. It's crazy. She's like a female version of me, right? She's what I would look like if I was a girl, and she's beautiful, and you know, it's like my little miniature self. I'm like, damn, how could I have left my miniature self? Like, sometimes I run through my mind like, dang, how could you leave your miniature self? Like, that's crazy. Just to, you know, so I'm glad, you know, that I'm hearing, and it just feels good. It feels good to be seeing my little girl and just watching her develop, and you know, her little mind, you know, so impressionable, and just you know, I'm just experiencing a part of life that I never, you know, like, it's, to me, it's crazy. It's like, wow, you know what I mean? I didn't think I could feel the way I feel, you know, interacting with my little daughter. I didn't think I had the, you know, like, I'm a tough, you know, alpha kind of guy. At least that's what I'm feeling. That's how I am, right? But when I with my little girl, it's like, wow, you know, like these little gushy feelings. I'm like, what the hell is that? Like, am I, you know what I'm saying? Am I all right? Like, I shouldn't feel like this, you know what I'm saying? But that's the point that I'm trying to make, right? That it's a two-way street, you know, because she's filling in voids that I probably, you know, never realized that needed to be filled, and I'm there for my, you know, taking care of her, providing for her, you know, just being in her life, your presence and everything. So your presence is very important, fellas. That's the point of this video. Your presence in your little child's life is very, very important, and it's worth it. At the end of the day, it's worth it, and it's your duty. Above and beyond everything else, it is your duty. It is your responsibility. It is, I mean, you are morally bond and morally obligated. You know, you are bound by that. You're obligated. It's so, you know, yeah, just want to share that with you guys, what I'm experiencing. Till next time, if you like the video, you know, to leave a comment, like, share. Peace.